Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to take a step back away from the GUI and app development side of things and go back towards hardcore Swift programming. And one area of programming we really need to address is control flow. Control flow has to do with how we direct the flow of execution of statements. And so far, we've just dealt with very trivial control flow. In the playgrounds, it's always been top to bottom, sequential order, one right after the other. And same thing even in the app that we developed. I basically told you where to insert your code, and inside that block, it was just essentially the same. So what are some tools that are available in Swift? One of the most important tools is the if statement. The if statement allows you to branch to different blocks of code based on the state of some variable. So let's take a look by going to playground. To do an if statement properly, you also need to learn about a new data type, which is called bool. Bool stands for Boolean. It allows the storage of only two possible values, true or false. Here's an example. So say you met somebody at a playground and you noticed his height, whether he was tall or not. So we declare the variable this way, and let's just say he is tall. Okay, and now maybe we want to say something different based on whether or not he's tall. So if, and then the condition, so is tall is what the condition we're looking at. Now we use a open brace, which is technically called a closure in Swift. We'll discuss this in much more detail when we get to functions. But for now, suffice it to say that this block of code, whatever is in between these two braces, is what gets executed if and only if is tall is true. So we'll keep it simple for now, just a one-liner. Just say something mildly teasing. And there you go. So this line is getting executed because is tall is set to true here, and it's getting tested here. It passes the test. Okay? Well, let's put in a case to handle a situation where he or she is not tall. What do we want to do then? So for this, we just add in the else clause. And you can see right now, the else clause is not getting executed. How do we make that run? Well, all we have to do is change is tall to false. Now, this first case is not being run, but the second case is. Okay? And we can actually get even more complex. We can have multiple if statements, and we can have multiple clauses inside an if statement. Say we want to introduce another variable, like the distance. Like how far away is this person? And let's say they're 3 feet away from us. So, and let's say we want to speak differently based on their distance. So if they're tall and we use this double ampersand, which means and, the distance is less than 5. And let's get rid of this other case for now. But then if the distance is greater than equal to 5, greater than or equal to 5, then we may speak up more loudly for instance. So this is the else if clause. So instead of just else, which handles the opposite case, we have else if, which allows us to put another arbitrary clause inside there. And we can keep chaining these. So we can say else if, and I'll introduce yet another, what's called a Boolean operator. This is the exclamation point. So this allows you to negate whatever Boolean value is there. So is not tall and distance less than 5, then print how's the weather down there. And then for the final one, we can just use our else clause. Because we know that person has to be not tall and further away than 5 feet from you. Okay? So you can see here that there's actually four different clauses to choose from. And just to be really clear, what's going on is the execution flow starts here in the if statement. It tests this expression, is tall and distance less than 5. If that entire expression evaluates to true, then this is run and nothing else is run. So it immediately exits after that and then continues down here with the rest of your code, okay? If that test fails, it goes on to the next test. So it's a situation where only one of these clauses can get run at most. And there may be none of the clauses gets run. If we didn't have this else statement to catch all the other cases, then perhaps nothing would get run. Okay? So for a couple of minutes now, it might be worth it for you to find a way to, let me get that back in there. Play with these two variables and just try to make sure you can get to each of those 4 clauses just right now. What do you have to change this to, and what do you have to change this to get each of these different clauses to execute? That's a good test for you to do right now in your own time. Okay?